Good morning, all my YouTubers, all my blue collar workers. Hope y'all having a good day. Hope y'all staying cool in this hot weather. I don't know, Minnesota been pretty hot, been humid, so I've seen other places probably hotter than here. But man, it feels tough when the air feels so thick like that. So I just feel I made a little video. I've been seeing a lot of people online, like, I don't know. I really ain't trying to get into politics too much. Everybody got their own opinion. I don't want to try to. Really doesn't matter what my opinion is on politics anyway, but I ain't really trying to go there. But I seen with the politics going on, I see a lot of people commenting about union stuff, and there's a lot of, it seems like there's a lot of negative thoughts on the union, basically from people that ain't union. So I figured I'd just kind of say my opinion on that. So obviously I'm a union pipe fitter, local 539 Minneapolis pipe fitter. um, I I I think I was union before. Like when I was real young, I worked at a grocery store that was union, and luckily, actually, at that time, I just got in the union there, and I ended up breaking my back in a car accident. And since I had the union benefits, that the healthcare ended up paying for most of that. It was like it was a little over $250,000. So I didn't end up having to pay too much. I think I paid a couple $1,000s, but that saved me. I didn't know nothing about a union back then. That was just kind of luck of the draw. So from my perspective, like, trade unions are a separate entity from what you hear about unions. Like a lot of these different unions, like teachers union, they kind of get a bad rap, and they kind of give other unions a bad rap because they always seem like they always talking about they want money, and you always hear about, oh, they protect teachers that are not doing a good job. And I kind of feel like that same thing. Then I see these things with like coffee shops that are unionizing, and this is forcing these coffee shops to go out of business, and it's kind of a left versus right thing, to where it seems like Republicans are anti-union for whatever reason, which is kind of dumb. Like Donald Trump, he going out and he trying to talk to unions. That's, I feel like every union should not really be political. They should be, everybody in office, they should be trying to work with them to try to get what's best for their workers. So that's my thought on that. But one of the misconceptions with unions is that they're all the same. Like, unions not the same. So from my perspective, a trade union, they're responsible for training their people. Like, we go through an apprenticeship program. They train us up to the highest standards so that we're bringing something to the contractors that they need. Like, our union works in conjunction with contractors to see what kind of things they want their workers trained in. So if the contractors say, hey, we need guys that can do orbital welding, bang, we're going to teach our people how to do orbital welding. If they say they want OSHA 30 certification for certain jobs, mandatory, we all do OSHA 30. Like, that's kind of how it works with trade unions. Everybody has the same training so that there's people on the bench that they can pull from for when a contractor needs somebody. Other unions don't necessarily do that. Now, I'm not saying I'm against people unionizing, whatever. I feel free country, you know what I mean? If your employer is not treating you right, sometimes collective bargaining is a good thing, because more voices fighting for something, you got a better chance. But sometimes it doesn't work. Like with these coffee shops, like most of these places are small companies. They don't make a ton of money. So people are demanding this high pay for a job that's not really a skilled job. Like you want to pay just because you feel like you deserve it, but you're not gaining anything. You're not giving them anything that they can't get from somebody else. So it's like, it kind of makes the rest of the unions look bad when they do that, in my opinion. Now, I'm just me, so I don't know. Maybe people have other opinions. I'm not trying to put my opinion on anybody else. I'm just kind of explaining the difference in my eyes, so that people can have a better understanding and not be like, oh, I just hate unions. They just ruin businesses and put people out of business, and they're too expensive. So for trade unions, since you're getting all this training, we're getting all these, it's 5 years of training. It's like going to college. I mean, obviously we're working, we're making money while we're in the apprenticeship. We're not getting student debt, but we're getting trained at a high level. And it's every year there's testing, and if you don't pass some tests, you don't advance. Like, you have to pass. Like, there's no just sliding people through just because. Like, you really have to work for it and earn it, and it's worth it in the long run. So that's why we can demand the wages that we get, because we have that level of training that non-union doesn't have no options like that. Like there's no other training that equals union training in these trades, in construction trades. So that's kind of the one thing I try to, like, I be going back and forth. I be arguing with people on Facebook about it sometimes, just partially just because I like arguing, and partially because I just feel like people have the wrong impression. So my beef with like teachers union, for instance, like teachers union, all them teachers, they got to go to school and they got to pay for their schooling on their own. There's no consistency with what they're learning. You don't know what school they went to, what that school taught them. So they're unionizing to get equal pay, but they don't have equal training. Like that's kind of my perspective. Now, I'm not a teacher, so maybe I'm wrong, but that's the difference between what we do and what they do. So when you hear about teachers unions, this and that, whatever your feeling is on that, like my opinion is like they don't have consistent training like the trade unions do. Now if they did something like that, maybe that'd be better. Maybe that'd fix some of these school issues that people are always complaining about, that they're doing things at schools that parents don't like. I don't even have kids, so I mean I probably shouldn't even be talking about schools, but I mean I went to school, so, and I hear stuff on the news, so, but that's kind of the thing. And then like even when I was in I can't remember what the name of the union was. I worked at a supermarket when I was younger. It was like the retail workers union or something, and there was no training or nothing for that. It was just basically you just start and pay your dues, and you didn't really think about it too much. I don't remember that they even had like union meetings where you could go vote on anything. So like with the trade union, this is a big thing. We got union meetings every month, and everything that the union is doing, we discuss. So it's not like a corrupt organization. Like that's another thing people say, all unions are just corrupt and this and that, and they only favor Democrats and this and that. My union, I think they try not to really give money to either party, but they will to both parties. It just depends on, like, they'll lobby for things that are gonna be for the betterment of our workers. So it's not one side or the other. It's just whoever will sit down and talk to us, really. So I feel like all politicians should be sitting down talking to union leaders to try to help the people. Like they just doing things whatever they want to do. And then basically any money that is spent in our union, we got a chance to vote on it. Now a lot of members don't necessarily go to every meeting. I'll be honest, I don't go, but I've went to a few that, like the more important, like the wage allocation meetings. I always go to those. New apprentices are getting sworn in. I like to go to those to see who's coming in. But we don't have I don't think we can't vote until you're a 5th-year apprentice. So I can't vote in meetings. I can go speak, but I can't vote. So that kind of puts me off. And then plus I'm just working so much. It's like it's hard for me to take a day out to go to a meeting. But they do have the meetings, and things do get voted on. So it's not like they're just spending money willy-nilly. Also, like our pension, we have 2 pensions. Fully funded. Like our pensions are fully funded. There ain't no kind of messing around with them. They're set. We're set. No matter, even if our union dissolved tomorrow, our pensions are still paid. Now that might not be every local. Every local might run a little bit different, but from all the other trades I've ran into, it's the same thing. They can go vote on things. They know where the money's going. Everything's on the up and up. And that's kind of why I feel like trade unions are a separate animal than some of the things you see on the news about other unions. So I don't know. Maybe they'll change some of you guys' mind that are anti-union or whatever. We have the best wages. We have the best training, and that's why we get the wages we get. It's not just because we're extorting the contractors. It's not like that. The contractors still make money. Believe me, they wouldn't be doing these jobs still if they wasn't making money. So it is what it is. You get that training, you get them tools in your toolbox, you're worth more money. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to for me. So that's my opinion on union. Hopefully, maybe if somebody had a different opinion on that, maybe I swayed you a little bit. Maybe not. It is what it is. But I'm not trying to tell anybody else how to think, what to do. I'm just trying to show people the things I'm seeing, and hopefully it's beneficial for somebody else. So in the meantime, drink me a little bit of coffee, listen to the radio, stay cool with the AC on until it's time to go to work. We're working 10s right now and getting this big money, so hope everybody has a good day.